The Young and the Restless spoilers demonstrate that the day after Christmas is business as usual in Genoa City, as Daniel demonstrates just what a chip off the old Phyllis he is. Daniel tried to keep his cool over Sharon's alleged murder of Heather for Lucy's sake, if nothing else. But that was before he realized that not everybody agreed with his, and Phyllis, view of events. How dare Nick, who was once married to Phyllis and Daniel's stepfather, be loyal to Sharon, whom he was once married to and shared children with? Doesn't Nick owe Phyllis and Daniel his first priority? Sharon is so guilty. Even if Phyllis now knows she isn't of at least one charge, what does that have to do with anything? Now that Phyllis remembered that Sharon didn't run her off the road, she needs to diversify her 2025 plans. Lock Sharon up and throw away the key is still the first priority, but she also wants to help Billy get his revenge against Jill and Victor. So when Billy suggests how they might join forces, Phyllis is all ears. They can multitask and make multiple people miserable at the same time. She's Phyllis. Are Summer and Chance together, on a break, or broken up? We're not sure, and neither are they. Maybe they should figure that out before the holidays. Will they be kissing under the mistletoe? How about at midnight on New Year's Eve? These are plans that need to be made in advance. We know Phyllis will never accept Chance in Summer's life unless he pushes Sharon's investigation in a direction with which Phyllis is happy. If Phyllis isn't happy going into 2025, nobody will be. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. Ian Ward's reign of terror will come to a shocking end. Ian Ward is the best of the best at being the worst of the worst on The Young and the Restless. He's back in town with big plans for revenge and ready to ruin as many lives as possible. He and Jordan nearly put Sharon behind bars, and he wants that woman in the grave. However, in his efforts, we predict he'll target the wrong lady, and it will cost him in the end. My and our spoilers tease Ian has come across Tessa, and with this gorgeous soul is Maria's loving wife, he's definitely stir up trouble. He's starting off slow, using his role as a preacher to get into Tessa's good graces. A few more visits to society, and he'll jump into action by trying to kidnap her. What Ian isn't considering is that Tessa is tough as nails. She has to be after the trauma she lived through growing up. She's not one to push around. She's not going to let any man put his hands on her or try to separate her from her family. No, sir. Ian may think he's in control, but Tessa is no damsel in distress. With her street smarts, fierce determination, and the love of her family driving her, Tessa is sure to turn the tables. She's been through too much to let someone like Ian Ward manipulate or hurt her. A showdown between Ian and Tessa will leave viewers cheering. Whether she uses her wits, her voice, imagine a power ballad as a battle cry, or some good old-fashioned bravery, Tessa is poised to be Ian's ultimate downfall. Tessa is a force to be reckoned with, and Ian will learn that the hard way. It's a testament to resilience, the strength of love, and the power of women who refuse to be victims. Ian's reign of terror might finally come to an end, and Tessa will emerge as a hero who stands tall for her family and herself. Is there one woman that stands above all others from Jack's long list of love interests? Jack and Diane defied the odds on The Young and the Restless. They made everyone think they were having marital problems. But these two crazy kids couldn't be more in love with each other. Yet, some have to wonder about the love of Jack's life. Is it Diane, or is it someone else? Jack has been with many beautiful women over the years. He's also had his share of steamy affairs, flings, and romps. But there's only a select number of women he's loved over the years. Jack was unlucky in love before Diane returned from the dead. He acted like a schoolboy who Cupid's arrow struck. Surprisingly, he made his marriage with Diane work to this day. The couple who stays together schemes together. Diane and Jack were determined to take down Victor. They also tried to get their son Kyle back in their life. Despite Jack's strong bond with Diane, he still has two other loves in his life. Those women are Nikki and Phyllis. Y&R fans witnessed Jack helping Nikki with her sobriety. He even wrecked his own sobriety just so he could save her life. This situation made both Diane and Victor wonder about the state of their marriage. Some Y&R fans would argue that Jack still holds a flame for Phyllis. She became her best self when she was with him. There was so much chemistry between them that it exploded off the screen. Viewers fondly remember when Jack would refer to Phyllis as Red. Phyllis and Jack share a history. You can't escape that. They complement each other well. While Diane and Jack look good together, Fac was once the it couple of Genoa City. They could very well be endgame. But sadly, Jack acted like he never loved Phyllis at all. It's like she doesn't exist. If anyone should be reaching out to her about Heather's death, it's Jack. Who do you think is the love of Jack's life? Nick has been working overtime on the Young and the Restless. He's been there for Sharon, he's been there for Phyllis, he's been there for Mariah and Faith and Victor. And he found time to run out and get a Christmas tree so everyone can celebrate the season in style. Nick thinks he's got it all under control. We hate to be the party poopers, but isn't there a tiny, little, niggling pull at the back of Nick's mind that he's forgotten something or someone? Where is Christian? We know we ask this a lot, but for reals, it's Christmas. Nick insisted that Sharon had to mark the holiday in some way. He went out and bought a tree, then helped decorate it along with Mariah, Tessa, and Faith. Sure, Phyllis burst in with her usual rant about how Sharon ruined her beloved son and granddaughter's life. But then she left again, and Christmas was back on. At least Mariah and Tessa made a point of saying that Aria was at home with her very generous babysitter. But where is Christian? When Adam first returned to town, he fought Nick for custody of Christian. Nick argued that while Adam was the boy's biological father, Nick had raised him and loved him, and Christian would be terribly confused to be taken away from his real dad. We agreed then, but it's starting to get a little spotty now. Adam has certainly spent more time with Connor than Nick has with Christian. Maybe it's time for Nick to hand the boy over, if he even knows where Christian is these days. Chelsea has already laid claim to Johnny, even though she gave him up at birth, and Victoria has been his real mother ever since. Adam should do the same with Christian. That way, the two of them can have all the children. To be fair, they're the only ones who actually take care of the one they have. They can handle more. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Victor Newman is back at playing little games. The industry titan notorious for stirring trouble in the corporate world is ready for another shakeup at Newman Media. The CBS soap viewers must have thought Adam Newman had secured his spot as CEO for the long haul. However, Victor might burst our bubble soon by giving Adam the corporate boot. So who might be next in line to take on the role? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor eyes a new Newman Media CEO. The Young and the Restless spoilers confirm that the Newman patriarch is the king of cunning strategies. Victor has the knack for keeping everyone guessing and thrives on pitting his loved ones against each other. Now he's back at it again, and Adam might have to bear the brunt this time. Earlier, Victor placed him at Newman Media to come out on top of the corporate race. It was a wise decision since Adam led an impressive smear campaign against Billy Abbott. Ultimately, Billy was thrown out of the picture. Moreover, Victor appointed his wife, Nikki Newman, to take charge at Chancellor. Now, Adam's utility in Victor's grand scheme might come to an end. Meanwhile, the ever-ambitious Claire Newman has been gracefully climbing the corporate ladder. She's assisting Nikki and proving she can handle intense business drama. Subsequently, the Y&R spoilers suggest that Victor might see Claire as the perfect candidate to lead Newman Media. We guess it's about time for Adam to leave the CEO chair. The aftermath? All hell will break loose if Victor puts Adam's job in jeopardy. Adam has already clashed with his father countless times. Similarly, he wouldn't accept this betrayal and rather lose his calm this time around. And guess what? Adam won't keep the rivalry limited to Victor and might target Claire too. A brewing feud with Claire could be the next chapter in the Newman family drama. Victor's surprises always come with a twist, and this corporate power play might redefine the Newman family dynamic again. The Young and the Restless spoilers confirm that Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman have made their relationship official. Unfortunately, the mustache is less than impressed. He let Claire know that he was not on board with her relationship with Kyle. However, Claire Grace Newman stood her ground and told her grandfather that she will take the decisions regarding her romantic life. Tisk, little does reformed Ms. Goody Two-Shoes know that this is not the Newman way. Once Victor Newman makes a decision about something, he sees it through, whether the other person likes it or not. Honestly, the Young and the Restless spoilers are proof that it is much easier to just agree with Victor than battle his ire. Unfortunately, it seems that Claire will learn it the hard way. The latest spoilers hint that Kyle and Claire may become our next star-crossed couple on the soap, and Victor may have a huge role to play in their separation. Currently, both Kyle and Claire are convinced that they have found lasting happiness with each other. Sadly, that is always a call for trouble. After all, happy endings are a myth on soaps, aren't they? In the upcoming episodes, Victor may manage to find some dirt on Kyle that he may ask to blackmail him. After all, Kyle has made his fair share of mess-ups in the recent past, so it won't be that difficult for Victor to come up with something that he can use against his granddaughter's new boo. However, it would be interesting to see how Claire reacts to Victor blackmailing Kyle. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Victor Newman isn't happy unless he's conquering enemies, and sometimes they're his own family members. What's even better is when the almighty Victor gets to include more than one family member in his octagon. That's where he excels. Could he be about to square off his son and his granddaughter? Definitely, maybe. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor Newman, the magnificent Victor, has his son Adam Newman in charge at Newman Media, where he gleefully brought down mutual foe Billy Abbott. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire, given Adam's job, reverts to ruthless behavior. Now that Billy is out of Chancellor, Victor has to move on to new agendas, and for this, he put his wife Nikki Newman in charge. What happens to Adam? That's a good question. We predict that the mustache may be ready to leave Adam high and dry again, which would pit father against son. Adam has always been an outsider, and Victor seems to confirm this despite saying otherwise. I&R spoilers. Victor Newman's manipulations. Victor loves chess, and it shows in the way he pits people against one another. At this point, Claire Newman is Nikki's assistant again, and clearly won't be content being an appendage for very long. Victor probably sees her as the future of Northeast, and since she worked at Newman Media, why not put her back in charge? This might not happen overnight, but if it does, you can be sure that Adam will be furious. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Adam versus Claire. Based on some broad hints, we predict that Victor will wheel and deal in-house in 2025. He feels it's his job to keep his family at their best, and in his mind, this means ruthless. But is Claire ready for Victor's level of dirty? She has shown she can be very dirty, and this could backfire on Victor. The fan seems to have forgotten all about her larcenous past, when their very lives were in danger from Claire and Jordan. Jordan is back in town, and soaps are known for jaw-dropping twists and turns. We're just saying. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, December 24 promise some interesting moments in the land of Genoa City. A father gives his son a special gift, while someone spreads holiday cheer, and a Christmas miracle unfolds. What kind of drama is set to unravel on Tuesday? Time to dive right in. Y&R spoilers for Tuesday, December 24 note that Jack Abbott will give his son Kyle Abbott a special gift this season. Does this have to do with his new Jebot CEO role, or will it be something far more sentimental? The two have been on opposite sides of the fence until mending things recently, so it'll be nice for fans to see the Abbott men spend the holidays together, as a family should. Across town, Y&R spoilers for Tuesday, December 24 suggest that Phyllis Summers will spread holiday cheer during the soap's Christmas Eve episode. Here's hoping it's positive holiday cheer, and not with a sarcastic undertone. After all, during Monday's show, Phyllis crashed Sharon Newman's holiday fun at her home by hurling more accusations at her. Here's hoping Red has calmed down since. She really should be spending time with family, so perhaps she ends up at Daniel Romolotti's place and in a good mood. The Young&The Restless spoilers, an Abbott Christmas miracle. Lastly, Y&R spoilers for Tuesday hint at a Christmas miracle as Diane Abbott attempts to make amends with her sisters-in-laws, Tracy Abbott and Ashley Abbott. Will Jack's sisters accept Diane's apology and decide to move forward? That will likely be the case. However, considering the past rivalry between Ashley and Diane, this truly will be a Christmas miracle if the three ladies can land on the same page. Are you excited about Tuesday's show? The Young&The Restless spoilers suggest that Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott have a cute budding romance building, even though it seems as if Phyllis Summers could place a wedge between them very soon. Could the obstacles Red throws Silly's way have the couple heading out for a romantic getaway? Some leaked photos on social media seem to offer clues. The Young&The Restless spoilers, Courtney Hope's Instagram has been interesting. Y&R's Courtney Hope recently shared some behind-the-scenes photos that caught some fans off guard. In fact, one photo shows Hope sitting in Ashley Abbott's apartment in Paris. Could Silly be heading to Paris, or is Sally going away on her own for business? The Young&The Restless spoilers. Courtney Hope leaks BTS photos on social media. Billy and Sally heading for romantic trip to Paris. It's also entirely possible that Courtney simply was walking all over the different sets that Y&R has, and taking cool snapshots in the process. The actress was seemingly prepping for some scenes and reading from a script while doing this, so it's hard to tell. With that being said, as of this writing, it appears that there is some conflict brewing between Phyllis and Sally. As the show films several weeks ahead of airing, it's hard to tell how ugly things could get. The two have a history together, and despite Summer Newman dropping their grudge and allowing Sally to work at Marchetti, fans know that Phyllis isn't as easygoing as her daughter can be. Billy likes Sally a lot, so if he lands in her bad books, thanks to Phyllis, could he make up for it by flying her to Paris? It's not hard to see that Billy may turn to Ashley for advice, and she could come up with a brilliant idea of the two using her Paris apartment. Either way, it looks like Sally may somehow land in Paris. So do you think the character is there for business or pleasure? The Young&The Restless spoilers suggest that Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman will deal with something unsettling during the week of December 23 to 27. As the holidays are currently in full swing, it's hard not to think Connor Newman could be at the center of this drama. The Young&The Restless spoilers. Chelsea Lawson reaches out to Adam Newman. E&R spoilers imply that Chelsea will reach out to Adam during the Friday, December 27 show and relay some disturbing news. The holidays can be a great time of year for many. However, for some who struggle with mental health issues, it can be challenging. Connor has made great progress with his obsessive-compulsive disorder and has tools that he uses when he feels a flare-up coming on. With that said, he's also just a child, and even adults with the condition often have setbacks. While this is normal, it doesn't mean that the repercussions won't be devastating. As Connor is so young, merely being off schedule for 2 weeks could cause havoc for him. Will Chelsea's disturbing news be about Connor's OCD, and how bad could it be? By and our spoilers remind fans that one OCD symptom that was hard for Connor to get over was self-harm. Could something trigger Connor into harming himself again? And how severe could this all be? Would he be re-hospitalized? It's hard to say. Then again, with Jordan and Ian Ward running loose in Genoa City, perhaps Chelsea's SOS call to Adam is about Connor missing. Could the two villains nab the vulnerable boy and kidnap him? Their plans of revenge could shift toward Victor Newman's grandson, as they've been known to target kids in the past. What disturbing news has Chelsea and Adam so alarmed? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victor Newman has never liked Claire Grace Newman dating Kyle Abbott. While Claire doesn't approve of how Victor handles things, she also isn't aware how controlling her grandfather can get. So how long until Victor forces Kyle to break up with Claire? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire Grace Newman's romance. And our spoilers reveal that Claire and Kyle seem to have sparks when they first met. However, Claire resisted falling into a romance with Kyle because he was her employer. Toward the end of Claire's employment as Harrison Abbott's nanny, she and Kyle finally started forming a real relationship. Claire is really happy right now. However, not everyone in Claire's life approves of Kyle. Claire has already seen how nasty Victor can get when he wants something. Claire didn't approve of Victor using Kyle to get back at Jack Abbott. However, since Victor hasn't directly affected Claire negatively yet, she really has no idea how bad it can get. When Victor warned Claire about Kyle, it wasn't a friendly suggestion, it was more like an order. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Claire got a nice gift for her new family. In a family photo with Victor and Nikki, Claire was put in the picture along with Cole Howard. It was a nice gift and one that kind of cements Claire's acceptance into the Newman family. At the same time, in soaps, this usually indicates the family is about to go south. Victor always thinks he is right and thinks he knows best for everyone. Victor rarely lets his family members live their own lives, even when they are approaching middle age. Victor doesn't want Claire with Kyle, and he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that happens. In Victor's mind, he truly believes that he is doing what is best for Claire. However, I'm not sure if Claire will see it this way. Victor might blackmail Kyle to force his hand. However, since things are going so well between Kyle and Claire, a sudden split would be suspicious. Claire would want to know why, and she can tell if Kyle isn't being completely truthful. Once Claire learns about Victor's blackmail, that could change everything for the Newman family. It might even push Claire to wonder if Jordan was right all along. When Melissa Ordway and Justin Gaston were introduced back in 2011, it was less a meet-cute than a meat-cleaver. Let us explain. The country singer's record deal had just fallen, though, when he got a call to audition for a thriller called Escapee. That's where I met Melissa, he tells SoFub. During the chemistry read on set, we hit it off right away. Their relationship didn't just have legs, it had wheels too. When we started filming back in Louisiana, she didn't have a car, so I drove her around, he recalls, and things moved quickly between us. We got engaged 14 months later, and were married within 2 years of meeting. Mind you, their characters in the movie got a much unhappier ending. The joke is that we got murdered and hung in a tree together. Very romantic, Gaston laughs. But we did get pretty close during that scene, no pun intended. Since tying the knot in 2012, Gaston and Ordway adopted one daughter, Olivia, and had a second, Sophie. They even became co-stars again in 2020, when Gaston filled in as the Young and the Restless Chance Chancellor during his wedding to Abby Newman. I love working with him, especially on the show, Ordway tells Soaps.com. We had these honeymoon scenes during which we were trying not to laugh. I remember at one point, he went to kiss me in a scene and did it so weird, not like a normal kiss, and I was like, "What are you doing?" We still laugh about that to this day, she adds. because he was like, "I don't know, I got nervous." Adam and Chelsea have been in a weird co-parenting limbo since the cheating scandal torpedoed their respective relationships. Chelsea has yet to be persuaded that she and Adam are meant to be, as Sally told her, and their story has taken a backseat to others, including that of Billy and Sally, who have embarked on a romance of their own. But that is about to change. Young and Restless spoilers tease that Chelsea will give Adam disturbing news to end this week, and if our hunch is correct, it will change everything between them, perhaps kick-starting the reunion that's been on hold. So, what will Chelsea have to say? There are a few possibilities. "I'm pregnant." Chelsea might be telling Adam that she's unexpectedly expecting. After all, given their hookup was impulsive and they were quite drunk, one can't discount the possibility that they didn't use protection. Why would an addition to the family be considered disturbing? Well, for one thing, they are together, and she didn't seem to think reuniting was a great idea. Therefore, the idea of carrying Adam's baby amid so much uncertainty could be considered disturbing to her. Moreover, the news would get back to Sally and Billy, who would be affected by it. In fact, Chelsea may even find herself in an uncomfortable "who's the daddy" situation. After all is said and done, however, baby news would ultimately bring Adam and Chelsea back together, we're sure of it. If Chelsea has to tell Adam that Connor is struggling again, it's going to bring the parental nightmare they've already lived through back into sharp focus, with all of the anxiety and pain it recalls, and on the holidays. This kind of news would undoubtedly bring Chatham closer together as they provide a united front to help their son. We all know what their bonding led to in Baltimore, so we expect this could be a catalyst to finally get them back together as a couple. Adam and Ian once worked together on Paragon, but things quickly went sour. In fact, relations became so curdled that Adam ended up in a physical fight with Ian during a fire at Newman tours, during which they both tried to kill each other. Adam left Ian for dead and was astounded when he once again showed up in Genoa City to wreak havoc afterward. When Ian ended up in prison at the time Victor framed Adam for Constance Bingham's death, Adam and Chelsea convinced him to testify on Adam's behalf by offering to help him escape in return. But they instead duped Ian and left him behind bars. We're positive Ward won't have forgotten this, which means Adam and his family are as much targets as Nikki, Maria, or anyone else in the Newman clan. We're sure this would bring Chelsea and Adam back together as they circle the wagons to protect themselves and their son from the danger of Ian's revenge plot. At the Abbott house, Jack admires the Christmas tree and looks pensive. Kyle comes down the stairs and pauses before wishing his dad a Merry Christmas Eve. They agree there's nothing like the tree in all its glory. Kyle notes they didn't get to finish their conversation before because Harrison came down. Jack tells him how much he loves having the boy there. Kyle says he's asleep now. He suggests they finish their chat. Jack would love nothing more. They sit and talk about Jack's Christmas memories. "When I was Harrison's age, my mother was still in this house. It was a pretty magical time. He hated the memories after she left because it felt like a lie, but now he believes those were happy times." Kyle asks about his regrets. Jack regrets not making the most of what time his mother had left. His father left too soon, and he learned that the time to say what's in your heart is now, in the moment. In society, Tracy and Ashley laugh about all the people leaving shopping to the last minute. Ashley's happy Tracy has someone special to shop for this year. Diane appears and Tracy warns Ashley to try and stay on the nice list. They make polite conversation. Diane knows they're probably still angry with her, but she'd like to move past it and start fresh. Diane apologizes for what they saw and heard during the ruse. Tracy notes she and Jack were both very convincing. Diane's sorry for what they put them through. "Can we have a fresh start?" Tracy thinks fresh is asking a lot. Moving past it might be possible. Diane asks if Ashley will follow her sister's lead. Ashley tells Diane she's hurt Kyle and Jack so many times she can't even count. She'll keep things civil over the holidays. Diane says that's enough for now. Talk turns to her hurting Kyle. She won't give up with him. She offers to buy the sisters a holiday drink. Ashley shrugs. Why not? At Sharon's place, Phyllis tells her that she's absolutely shameless. Sharon says she didn't kill Heather. If she can't handle that, then so be it. Phyllis reminds her she confessed. What'd you put my family through? What the hell is wrong with you? Phyllis declares this is an insult to Heather's memory, that once again, she's trying to avoid justice. Nick says it's Christmas Eve. No one wants to spend it arguing. Phyllis says her son doesn't. He'd rather spend it with the woman he loves, but she's dead. Sharon hollers, that is enough. She tells her she barged into her home and upset her family. Getting in her face won't change the truth, which is going to come out. Everyone will accept it, but not Phyllis, because she likes this. She'll admit she gave her ammo, but is telling her right now, it wasn't me. Go home, Phyllis. I've had enough of you. In the Abbott living room, Jack tells Kyle this is the season of hope. Kyle thinks hope comes from knowing how good things can be, knowing that things come in cycles. Jack's thrilled he's sharing his deep moments with him. It's the best gift. If Kyle had known that, he wouldn't have bothered shopping for him. They chuckle. They remark on how fast time goes by. That's why Jack loves Christmas. Everything slows down. Kyle, it's not accident that your grandmother and I were closest at Christmas time. Miracles do happen. Kyle can see the parallels between him and Dina and he and his mom. Jack's sorry about that. He's made mistakes too, but always seems to get a pass. It took him much too long to realize his mother was human. Don't lose this time with your mother. Don't make the same mistake I made. At Society, Dean asks Tracy if they'll be seeing Alan for Christmas. Tracy says he's snowed in at a speaking engagement, but is trying his best to get back. Diane remarks on Tracy ending up with Ashley's good friend. Ashley couldn't be happier. Diane inadvertently mentions Ashley's time in the facility, but Ashley isn't embarrassed by it. They toast to overcoming challenges. At Sharon's place, Phyllis tells her she'll never fall for this made-up defense. She knew it was her and she was right. She'll let everyone in town know that she's a vicious psycho. Faith hollers that it wasn't her mother. There was someone else in that apartment. Phyllis scoffs at Sharon. That's your new line, that it was someone else? Really? Did you see their face? Did you get their name? Of course, you didn't because they don't exist. She cries, my son has suffered. My granddaughter is devastated. A beautiful woman was thrown away like a piece of garbage. You did that. She wishes her luck manipulating the justice system and walks out. Faith laments that Phyllis just won't let it go. I shouldn't have said so much. Sharon engaged first. Nick says Lucy and Daniel are grieving. Phyllis can't take away their pain, so she just wants to pass it on. Sharon tells her girls how much she loves them. If they can manage some Christmas smiles, it will lift her spirits. They all give a hearty, ho ho ho. Phyllis arrives at Daniel's place and asks where Summer and Lucy have gone. Daniel says Summer bailed as she's Santa backup for Harrison and Lucy crashed. He notes she's a little late. Phyllis laments missing the family Christmas Eve because she was at Sharon's. Daniel calls her out for making the Christmas tree moment earlier dark. Emotional, she says that's what she does. She gets her hands dirty so he can keep his clean. I'm a mom, that's what we do. She tells him that Sharon has recanted her story. She's claiming she was unconscious and there was a third person here who killed Heather. Good God, can you believe this? You still want me to let it slide. Daniel is stunned. Sharon confessed. She framed him, she took Heather's phone, and framed him with the bloody rags. She broke in twice and dumped Heather's body. She confessed to all that, but now she didn't kill her. Can she even do this? Phyllis says of course. She's Sharon. She cries and makes a scene, and people feel sorry for her. She'll probably say it was me, and I did it to get back at her. Daniel tells his mother that isn't helping. Phyllis says it's a smokescreen and a tactic by Michael to buy some time. Diane joins Jack and Kyle at the Abbott mansion. Kyle tells her Summer put Harrison to bed. She shocks Jack by saying she had drinks with his sisters. Seeing Harrison's face in the morning will be the icing on the cake. She tells Kyle her office is cleaned out and ready for his touches. He thanks her. Diane hands him a gift bag. She would really like him to open the gifts tonight. At Sharon's place, they all listen to Tessa sing Silent Night. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle opens Diane's first gift. It's a nameplate for his office. Kyle thanks her. She says he's back where he belongs, beside his father running John Abbott's company. Jack mutters, as if I wasn't emotional enough tonight. The second gift is letters in Diane's handwriting. Are these from your journal? Diane cries. Yes. They're from her time in Los Angeles. It's the Christmas entries from all the years they were apart. She wipes tears as he reads bits aloud. Diane says there was so much she wanted to tell him when they were apart. So many apologies she wanted to make. She thought staying away and leaving him in peace was the right thing to do. She was too broken. Maybe when Kyle reads the letters, he'll see that she desperately wanted to be someone who deserved him. Her heart ached for him every day. Kyle will read them, but not right now. He tells Diane he didn't get her anything meaningful. Diane reminds him she always told him, all I want for Christmas is a hug. They embrace. Kyle announces he has plans with Claire, and they tell him not to keep her waiting. Kyle hugs Diane again and then leaves. Jack assures Diane she was perfect. She was kind, gentle, and understanding, and that nameplate was perfect. The pages from her journal, he didn't even know about those. Diane wasn't sure she should share them. Jack says it was generous and loving. He loves her for it. Diane has something for him too. Do you want it now or tomorrow morning? Jack wants it now. He can't wait until sunrise for her to open hers. They kiss. At Daniel's place, he and Phyllis go over Sharon's claims. Phyllis says she doesn't want to take responsibility. He laments that they thought this was almost over. Phyllis worries she'll never be able to forgive Michael or Nick. Daniel figures they couldn't have told her everything. There has to be something else. Phyllis warns him, "Don't you do that." Phyllis exclaims, "If he starts buying this other manufactured story, Sharon's a murderer. What else could there be? One way or another, Sharon will pay." At the Abbott mansion, Jack opens his gift from Diane. It's a watch with an inscription, "My every heartbeat is yours." He thanks her with a kiss, and she puts it on his wrist. He loves it. Handing Diane her gift, Jack wishes her a Merry Christmas. She opens a stunning diamond and emerald necklace. Is this? Jack says the stones are from the teardrop of love, which his father gave his mother years ago. She recalls that he tracked it down. Jack puts it on Diane and says when his mother died, he thought the love it would bring him would be from and for his family. He had no idea if it would be romantic love. Diane says he was supposed to share the stones with his family. Jack tells her she is his family and his love. They wish each other a Merry Christmas and kiss. Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman's feud continues on The Young and the Restless during Christmas 2024. Sharon's medical reports reveal chemical tampering, explaining her strange behavior. Sharon, Nick, and Michael plan to use this evidence to clear her of Heather's murder charges. However, Phyllis remains unconvinced and insists Sharon is guilty. Fans of the long-running CBS soap, which began in March 1973, are familiar with Phyllis and Sharon's rivalry, rooted in their past relationships with Nick Newman. Despite being married to both women at different times, Nick has remained friends with them, fueling ongoing tension. One such story arc involves Phyllis's son, Daniel, his now-dead fiancée, Heather, and Sharon's hallucinations of her dead daughter, Cassie, and the dead criminal, Cameron. The story arc also highlights Sharon's bipolar disorder. As mentioned before, Phyllis and Sharon had a persisting feud on The Young and the Restless. To add to the problem, Sharon Newman suffered from bipolar disorder, which made her hallucinate non-existent people. She believed that Phyllis's son, Daniel, was responsible for her daughter Cassie's death just by being present in a drunk stupor in the car Cassie crashed. In her medically unstable condition, Sharon threatened Daniel Romalotti while wanting to eliminate him, a suggestion given by an imaginary Cameron. As such, when Phyllis found Sharon targeting her son, Daniel, and all evidence of his fiancée, Heather's murder, planted on Daniel, Phyllis suspected Sharon. Proving Phyllis's suspicion right, Sharon soon confessed to crimes she did not remember committing. While she did cover her tracks believing herself the killer, she blacked out at the very moments of the crimes, which included Phyllis's near-fatal accident. Nick Newman refused to believe Sharon's confession and had her medicines tested. This revealed that the meds were coated with PCP and Sharon accepted her blackouts at the time of the crimes. Learning about tampered pills, Sharon made a U-turn and denied committing the crimes. However, Phyllis refused to believe Sharon as the recent The Young&The Restless episode dated December 23, 2024 presented. Despite lawyer Michael Baldwin informing her that there was fresh evidence for Heather's murder that the police were investigating, Phyllis insisted Sharon was the killer. She even went to accuse Sharon at her home about pulling a new trick to stay out of prison. Spoilers for The Young&The Restless suggest that Phyllis and Sharon's rivalry isn't ending anytime soon. Although Sharon feels safer after regaining part of her memory, the real culprits remain at large in Genoa City. During the Christmas Eve celebration, Phyllis continues to target Sharon, while Sharon's family, including Nick, stands by her. Phyllis is expected to share the latest developments with Daniel, who may be outraged at the possibility of Heather's killer, and the person responsible for his mother's accident going unpunished. As such, Daniel may confront Nick about the same. Unlike Phyllis, who refuses to listen to anybody, Daniel may take in the news about Sharon's medicine reports and her partial memory of the accident scene. With facts to prove the same, Daniel may start to believe that there is more to this story than simply putting Sharon in prison. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.